your other seasonings. But first I'm going to crack 1 egg. And what this does, your 1 egg holds your mixture together very nicely. So there I go. Crack the egg. Okay. Mix it up. Because everything is warm, when we're mixing it, it helps your cream cheese melt. So that means once everything is done, it's very important to take your noodles and finish the whole entree and stick it in the oven. Now we have the egg and the cream cheese blended. We are going to add 2 tablespoons of parsley. There you go. Then we're going to add a teaspoon of Italian, any kind of spice, basil, oregano mixture, and that was like a teaspoon of pepper. That's okay. And you're going to mix that up. I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese. Mix it. And I'm going to add, that looks about like a cup. I measured a cup. Okay, now that I have that, 2 cups of spinach. And it can be frozen spinach, fresh spinach. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
I love your technique, too. It's just like, pow, really, just get it in there.
Not funny. Okay, now you're going to see the color start popping out. With your chicken being so white with the cream cheese and everything else, you're going to find a beautiful color in your mixture. All right. It's all mixed. Now I'm going to pull out my noodles. I take my lasagna noodles and I cook them. A lot of people have a tendency to overcook their noodles by accident. Just watch them. And this took about 5-10 minutes. And even if they're still a little firm, it's okay because you're going to put them in a baking dish and you're going to bake it. And they'll be perfect. So what you do is you add about 1.5 tablespoons of the mixture and just roll them. And now I am going to pour my homemade alfredo over it. You just pour it over the top. And then we are going to put it in the oven for about 25 minutes at 350. Now that our rolls are baking, I am going to whip up a quick salad. And this is one of our favorites, my husband and I. It's a caprese salad, which is fresh, natural mozzarella. And we're using grape tomatoes today and fresh basil. So this is going to be a quick salad that looks pretty, but looks like you spent a lot of time on it. And the only difficult part probably would be your zucchini getting it cut straight, and it doesn't really have to be cut straight. Okay, it's just a thin strip of a zucchini. And then you put it in a circle. And I'm doing that in the center of my plate. And then I have my grape tomatoes, which I have already washed. I cut them, I slice them, and just plop them in the middle. And this is such a refreshing salad. And what I do is I take the mozzarella ball, I slice it, and then I'll slice it again. And I'll place one there. And then I'll move my little things over. And I'll place one there. Whoops, I lost the tomato. Just throw it back on. See? There you go. Now, you have fresh basil. And some people like to chop it. You can twist it and chop it so it comes out fine. But I like to pull it apart. So I just pull it and drop it onto my mozzarella and my tomatoes. Okay. And it's almost done. But then you'll take balsamic vinegar and you'll just pour a little over the top. Very little. And then you take olive oil, just very little, and just drizzle it over. Make sure you get it on your tomatoes. And you can make this just minutes before you eat. And yes, rapina seasoning.
Looks good.
And just sprinkle it over the top.
Looks delicious, Maria.
Well, thank you.
Looks good.
And actually, it is delicious. It's a very nice, fresh-looking salad. It's beautiful, actually. Very colorful. And it will go very well with the Alfredo sauce and everything else, because this is light. Okay, here you have your salad. While it's still baking, now it's time for you to slice your bread. Oops, I'm dropping stuff. Okay. This is just Italian bread that I got from our bakery. And what I'm going to do is just slice it. And you can slice it thick or thin, any way you like it. And what I would do is set some butter out and let it soften, so when you're eating it, the butter will go on your bread very easily.
Now, that's an interesting way that you started to cut that. As opposed to cutting it directly in the middle, you cut it like on the side.
I think the angle's a little prettier. But you can cut it straight if you'd like. It's your choice. I like my things on an... Oops, see and look. I like my things on an angle. I do. Now we have it coming out of the oven. And look how beautiful that looks. And here you have it. Your chicken spinach lasagna roll-ups with a homemade Alfredo. Your caprese salad with all the fresh ingredients. Grape tomatoes, fresh mozzarella, fresh basil, olive oil, balsamic vinegar with rapina seasoning. And just fresh Italian bread from your bakery. And if you have any questions or comments, please write to me. Let me know what you want to see, what you want to hear, what you want me to make. And if you really like the seasoning and want to know what it tastes like, please go to Rapina's website, rapinas.com, or diversitytv.net. We have it all for you. We have things that you could purchase. Contact us, whatever you need to do. So please, thank you for joining us today on Hey Maria.